Welcome back. It's been called the Eat, Pray, Love of Interior Design. Today we welcome Frances Schultz, just in from Los Angeles, California. Viewer Spotlight today. Her book, The Bee Cottage Story, has resonated with the young, women young and old as well. Tell us about the Bee Cottage and how your column resonates with so many different women of all ages, all ethnicities as well.
Well, the book grew out of a column I wrote for House Beautiful magazine, where I'm a contributing editor, and it was a...
Still are a contributing editor.
Yes, I am. Still write for them and for Veranda. But it was a series of columns on the renovating of this little cottage that I bought in East Hampton, New York. And there was a little bit of a personal backstory in that I bought the house thinking it was where I was going to begin my newly married, second marriage life together. And at the 11th hour, I called it off. And
the house or the marriage?
The marriage, the wedding, which I don't recommend. The truth will set you free, but oh, it'll wring you out first, right? Anyway, so there I was with this house, and there was this little bit of personal backstory in the column. How can I get the house and my life back together again at the same time? So redoing the house became sort of a metaphor for my regaining my sense of self and confidence.
A lot of therapy going on just with what you were doing with inside the house.
Yes. I just discovered that there were so many parallels, and when people were reading the column and they would, there would just be a sentence or two about, well, I did this, and that's what they responded to. They responded to the backstory and the emotional part of it. So that's how the memoir aspect of the book evolved.
So many ladies, I'm sure,
and a few men,
and a few men, we'll just say people that read the book and understand what you were going through. They can relate so much to that with the hurt, the distance, the separation. What do I do now? What direction do I go? And how do I keep myself occupied? Because there's that period of time, but then as it stretches out, it becomes a little less painful.
Well, right. Time is a great healer. And there are so many, deaths of my parents, going through breast cancer, going through a sort of traumatic breakup, making lots of wrong choices along the way, but there's not a person on the planet who hasn't done that. So my experiences are unique in the way that I describe them and talk about them, but they're in fact very common. So I think we all share, being lost and trying to find yourself again, or trying to find your next direction is part of what it means to be human. And if you can be, I thought if I could write something that would be inspiring and encouraging and also funny. Yeah, sure. Funny's big. Oh, yeah. Laughing is big. Oh, yeah. Then I would have done, what I'm here to.
We got just a couple of seconds left. We'll talk about where we can find the book. Also, someone tackling a redesign in the house, and they don't have too much money. You talk about that a little bit as well.
Yes. I think if it's at all possible, if you can live in the space first, to figure out how you really do live there and move through your day and put your most money and your most effort in the places where you spend the most time to make that part of your life the most beautiful and supporting.
Where can we get your book?
I am signing at Fritz Porter at the Cigar Factory on Tuesday afternoon between 4 and 6. I'm reading at 5. That's very funny. You don't want to miss that. And then I'm signing at the Green Shutter in Mount Pleasant on Wednesday between 5 and 7. So come see me.
Frances Schultz, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
All the way from Los Angeles, California, half the time on the West Coast, half the time on the East Coast. Up next, does your dog or kitty deserve a red carpet experience? Pet Helpers joining us with the tales on the pet photo contest plus Grandma's night at the Oscars. Stay with us.